Okay, witamy Was wszystkich. Last video about this computer. Recap of what we went through with this. Okay, so the first thing, it was supposed to be DX40. That failed. Then it was a DX25, and literally it battled me uphill every single step of the way. The video card was artifacting. The hard drive, the original hard drive was good, but the 230 meg hard drive from the other computer that I was going to copy games to, I was copying them on another computer. It just started head crashing, cluck, 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 or the head was thrashing, not crashing. And then after that, what were some other issues with this? The CD-ROM didn't work, so I had to replace that. And the network card was not working also. The sound card was giving me shit. So I had to replace that, which is what you see here. This is a Vibra 16 based clone. It's a Sound Blaster chipset. It's just manufactured by a third party. It's running the new CD-ROM off of that. What else went wrong, Eric? What else went wrong with this thing?
We melted the turbo switch.
Yeah, so the turbo switch has been fixed to a satisfactory degree, which is fine. I was actually able to maintain that working. And so with the hard drive, oh yeah, so the 3 1/4 inch floppy also was replaced. It was just like one thing after another. This thing just didn't want to be built, but behold, it is now built. So we're going to give it a test run, and the plan for tonight is to compare the AMD DX25 chip to an Intel one. We're going to do some rudimentary benchmarks. And then we have a couple of coprocessors that my lovely assistant here has found in the bin of parts. We have a IIT 8C8740 and a Fastmath 83D87. So these are really high-end coprocessors built for the 40 megahertz platform, but we don't have a 40 megahertz platform, so we're going to do it on the 25 megahertz platform anyways. So the gains on this system will be, I mean, not exponentially more, but they will be more on a full-fledged 40 megahertz system. So to cap it all off again, new CD-ROM, new floppy drive. The 5 1/4 was fine, thankfully, because those are hard to come by. The CMOS battery was installed here just as on the previous one. 8 megs of RAM from the 46 board. Oh yeah, that's another thing. So it was a 46, then a DX, and it's like, this is like the third motherboard in this thing. It's like, oh, can we just get it to work? So let's demo it first. There it goes, doing stuff. So the final video card was a 1 meg ATI 1024XL. So I have spent a lot of time configuring the memory to, so there's the, well, that went too fast, but okay. I configured the drivers so that the CD-ROM works off the SHSU CDX installed driver. I'm just reading off the screen, god damn it. 11K on that driver, I think. A newer mouse driver which supports a Boss mouse. That is already working. So let's do a quick MEMC. And we can see, in fact, that there is 592K free at base RAM. So the MTM CD driver 11K and the, I guess, other TSR 6K, which MSCDEX takes up 29. So the considerable improvement. The mouse driver is 10K. That's the least one I could find that would support a bus mouse. CT mouse doesn't support bus mice. So there we go. So the system is fully functional. I've played on it for days now. It's very nice. In fact, we can play Wolfenstein 3D on it. My speaker's connected. They are not, but why aren't they not connected? Oh, no, they're on. They're on. Okay, they're on. So it sees that it has a Sound Blaster. So, I mean, this game runs on a V30. It could technically, I don't know why I picked that motor hardness, but we'll just test it all out here. That was loud. Nobody's here? Oh, I put baby mode, that's why. So I think we can make the screen even bigger. Is there a way to make the screen bigger? You hit like Shift plus or minus, I don't know. Looks like there's a bit of a border, but I think that's max, right? It's fine. This computer can easily handle this. There's a guy. Where are you? Alright, well, he did. So that's fine. Let's look at a little bit something more high res. Settlers. We have to run the Uni VBE driver. Oops, so that I can see the high res card. Right, so it's an ATI Super VGA with 1 meg. I think it's Surf, is it? What's dir.exe? Set. SETT. All right, here we go. This is a very slow-paced game, but came out in 1994, which is when the DX40 would have been, I guess, in its prime. Okay, we'll load this game. And let's check the options off. Oh, you can't now. Okay, that's fine. We'll start it in low-res mode. And we'll on-the-fly switch it to high-res mode. Just let me figure out how to do that. This one. Options. SVGA mode. There we go. Much better. This is how I remember playing it. So, yeah, so it's perfectly capable. It's working. Well above what this computer would be able to run. And just for good measure, I'm going to show it running in Windows. So it's 640 by 480 by 32,000 colors, and there we go. And let's start with, we do have SimCity on here. Here it is. I love this. It's licensed to this broke-ass sucker. I don't know where I got this game from, but clearly it was meant as a FU to, you didn't pay for it, so you got to deal with that. All right, let's load Brampton. Why not? Pretty quick loading times here. That's a bit on the loud side. Hello.
Hi.
We're recording. What's up, my wife? Oh, sorry, let me turn that down.
Oh, okay.
No, what's up? What's up?
No, I just want to see the do you remember the wedding in Iraq?
Yeah?
July 120 something?
Yeah.
The bride family side, her mother, and then four brothers, and uncles.
Oh,
The family died.
all dead?
And then the groom, mom died.
What a happy wedding that was. Oh, damn. Good thing we did ours outdoors. Right? Damn. Sad news. Sad news. Well, we're just testing the system out, and then we're going to run diagnostics on it. So he's going to get out of his seat and do shit.
I don't think so.
Wow, look at all these hospitals. Check this out. There's like a row of hospitals here. Oh, wait, no. Those are just commercial buildings. Okay. Anyways, it works. You can hear the MIDI is working well. Coming out of these grade A speakers. Bah! Okay, so now we're going to get to testing. So the system works. It's been thoroughly tested. Finally, this thing took many hours. So first thing we're going to do is I've made some batch files. NSSI, bench 1, and bench 2. So Eric, you're up. Start typing shit on this keyboard.
What do I type?
NSSI. Enter. Okay, I'm going to take some baseline readings. So this is stock configuration. We're going to see which processor is better. Hit enter, ignore that. Okay, go to Alt-D. Just move it over one. Yep. Benchmark, CPU performance. Hit it. All right, so we are at 58. Most of its time is spent in 5831. All right, we'll just write 5831. The highest value you can see, 5831. This is NSSI, AMD CPU only. Okay, good. Get out of there. Escape. Alt F. Exit. Yes. Enter. Okay, that was one. CD dot dot. He's learning DOS, folks. Be patient. CD dot dot. Good. You're going back into the root directory. Okay, now type dir. I forget what the commands are. I don't know what I made. Enter. So you ran NSSI. Okay, run bench1.bat. So just type in bench1. Yeah. That needs a coprocessor. Okay, CD \. So we can't run that because it needs a coprocessor, which we don't have. CD. What are you doing?
Oh, what did I just
CD. Did you have a stroke there, bud? Enter. Just hit enter. No, just hit enter. Just hit enter. It's the CD \.
This?
That's /. So backspace. That one. Yep. Now type in just bench 2. Okay. Perfect. This is gonna be good. Bench 2.bat. Benchmarking. Right. Good. Enter. Real-time benchmarking. Hit it. Okay, so we're going to score is 60. Don't worry about that. Memtest and MEMEA. We got to write down these values. So we'll just take the highest one. 292. 110. Opcodes 116. Video memory. We don't need to worry about that because the video card is going to be the same. Plus, it's just fluctuating wildly. Okay. All right. Escape. Escape. All right. At this point, we're going to shut off the computer. So that is our AMD baseline. Good. So I will remove the CPU because these boards are old and fragile. You will put in another one. So we'll just use this little piece. Actually, you know what? Why are we removing the CPU? We need to start putting FPUs in it. Eric, pick one. What do you want? Cyrix or IIT? Pick one. That one? Okay. You're going to put it in. But you're going to put it in correctly. Unlike the turbo switch. Because if you fry this, you destroy everything. Hang on. Look at, no, but wait. So that's pin 1. Right there. So pin 1 is usually marked by...
That's it.
You see it there? Okay, good. Yeah. It's not going to fit in all the way? Yeah, like that. No. I'm going to support it. Press down on it. Press down on it. That's it. Bam. It's in. Just make doubly sure that that's correct. Pin 1, A1, A1. Here we go. Turning it on. Hopefully it doesn't explode. Then we're going to shift back over here. The computer is now going to tell us one important thing. That. You'll see here. Numeric processor is now present.
Can we dim down one of those lights?
Maybe we can turn it. Which one do you want to turn off? Maybe
bright
this
one.
This
Yeah,
one?
Yeah. No, it's just hurting my eyes a bit.
All right. Is that
Yeah,
better?
no, that's
Okay.
much better.
The feed is still fine. Okay, good.
Okay, good.
So the coprocessor is in. So you are going to type in NSSI. NSSI. Do it. and do the same thing. So this is AMD CPU with IIT coprocessor. Hit enter. Alt B. Do it. Do CPU performance just for the hell of it. Is it
Different.
Is it working? Did it crash? No, it's working. 5848. So it's a bit faster. Okay. So okay, hang on a second. I gotta organize this better. 5848. Dry stones. Fine.
I'm gonna go get some.
Just wait. We'll be done in 20 minutes. Hit enter.
No, I know.
No, don't stop the test. Now, we're going to do a benchmark again. So Alt B. And FPU performance. This is what matters. Okay, so FPU is 150. We'll take the highest. 1503 FPU. Hit OK. Hit enter. Alt F. Exit. Just hit X. You can just press X. Shortcut. Yes. And now CD backslash. Good. Now run dir. I forget what they are. You're going to run bench 1. Okay, this now should work. Now, this is a 3D rendering software. Not 3D rendering, but it's going to be horrifically slow. I don't even know why I'm wasting my time with this, but this needs an FPU. So this is I forget what it is. Look, that normally on a 486 that just spins quickly and does shit, but it's not actually too bad. It's actually not too bad on a 386. So this is calculating your frames per second, but it requires an FPU to do that extra math. So let's see how it does. Wow, beautiful. Look at it go. I will feed you when we are done.
Yep.
All right, so that's, I should have really organized this a little bit better. Okay, so that's AMD CPU with IIT.
I'll get my thing.
Coal? Really?
So I'm gonna go run and grab it.
Go grab it. Go grab it. All right, go grab it. I'll conduct the rest of the tests. I mean, this might take like an hour. I don't know. All right, we're running the AC here because it's 30 degrees in like October 4th. As I may have mentioned in my previous video, I actually went swimming a couple days ago in the lake, and it was nice, and I may be able to get away with it tomorrow. I don't know. Wow, this is taking a hell of a lot of time. Render that cube. I think these applications are meant more for like 46s. I don't know. Wow, this is taking a long time. Didn't realize how long it would take. All right, well, let me organize myself here on the graph. Oh, it's done. It's done a thing. All right, the Chris's bench score of 7.2. Okay, so Chris's bench score 7.2, which is equal to 4.3 frames per second. Completely unplayable on Doom. All right, so I'm gonna just run back and do. Is it batch 2? I forget. Bench 2. So let's see how much better it does with the FPU installed. Real-time benchmarking. Here we go. So the numbers are pretty much the same. 292. Mem timing is actually a little slower. Interesting. Opcodes is at 113. Yeah, it's performing a little slower. That's interesting. Okay, anyways, it still scores 60, but okay, so that concludes that particular FPU, which we will now remove. Okay, you're just in time. Put in that other coprocessor, Moses.
No.
Temporarily turn this back on. Yep. I'll support the board. Push it in. Yep, that's all it takes. Good. So notch to notch. Good. Let's fire it up. AMD 386 with Cyrix. And again, it's present, so let's see how we do. Okay, NSSI. Hit enter, ignore that. Alt, hang on, Alt B. Give me the CPU performance. Okay, 5796, so it's a bit slower. Okay. 5796 ish. It's actually slower. Okay, we'll do the math later. Okay, that's fine. Escape or okay, I guess. Enter. Alt B again. And FPU performance. That's it. So we are at 1565, which is faster. Okay. Escape. Leave the program. CD backslash. Bench 1. This will take some time. Back. You're back. Bench. Like a workbench. Uno. Okay, this will take some time, so whatever. So far we can see that it actually ran. Yeah, this will probably take about a minute or two.
It's going faster.
Is it? We'll see. We'll see.
Well, it's 100% going faster. What the heck?
It might be.
If there's any viewers, okay.
You tell me what the FPS you think that is. 7? You're pretty fucking close. The original one was the one on that coprocessor was 4.3. Let's see if that beats it.
I say it beats it.
You think so?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll see which one.
By like a few. By like at least one. But like definitely a few.
I'm thinking maybe it's like 0.6 faster. We'll see. We can take bets.
Screw off. There's only a 0.6. No, that's like that's noticeable.
Is it noticeable?
Yeah.
Okay. Fortunately, we only have to do this 3 more times. We're going to basically, the next thing we're going to do is swap out to the Intel chip. What do you think will do better, Intel or AMD?
Okay, so well,
Keep in mind, this is 1990.
right. I'm a new gen AMD boy.
So hey, listen, I
So-
have an AMD right now.
So I do have to say AMD is really nice, but the memes with the having to have the most amount of cooling known to man.
Is it AMD?
Yeah.
I always thought it was
AM
Intel that run hotter.
It's
Oh,
AMD.
we should have done thermal benchmarks
It's-
too. I have a fucking little gun that we could have pointed at it, but these are dead cold. Actually, are they even on? Okay, they're not even on, man.
No, I feel them.
Yeah, I bet.
That one's running.
Don't touch it up too much. Yeah, most of the
one's
time.
cold as shit.
Yeah, most of the, well, actually, it's the FPU that's doing the work now, so that's weird. So basically, yeah, but I get what you're saying with AMD. Yeah, I mean, do they run hotter? Shit, I don't know. It's been a while, man.
Yeah, there's like memes and shit that I've seen on like with content creators I watch with either video gaming or computer building and stuff.
Yeah.
No, there's always like memes and stuff with like giant box fans, and it'll just be like commented at the top like smallest AMD fucking cooling fan. Like it's funny. Smallest AMD cooling fan.
I'll show you something hilarious. Okay, so back in the day, this is what passed as. We'll show it to our one viewer. This is probably a Pentium 133 type cooler. This is an Intel cooler.
Yeah.
That's what it is. An AMD cooler. Well, this is 3rd gen. I don't have anything 1st gen. Okay. This might be for a Cyrix, which is compatible. Like, look at the difference. Look how much bigger that fan is. 4.4. It was faster. 4.4.
Oh.
Just that. Keep in mind, we're testing this on like archaic hardware. But yeah, oh shit. So you see the difference? So we're comparing the difference between what an Intel would have used and what a Cyrix, which is not AMD, but AMD does it? I guess it does run hotter, man. It's been a while. I've always alternated between blue and red.
I know at least GPUs are really good. I hear so.
So 7.3.
The 6000 series.
Yeah. So we'll see how much of a bonus I get this month. I might upgrade my computer for no reason at all. I mean, I'd rather just buy some pistons for my car, I guess.
Let's make a gaming channel.
4.4. Oh god, I'll be engulfed in that forever. Okay, CD backslash and bench 2. Let's see how well the actual CPU performs. So a fair database there. All right, benchmarking and real-time benchmarking. Go ahead. Okay, let's take these notes down. 292. 292. What do we got there? 104, 104, 104. We'll say 104. It looks like it's living in 104 land. And the next one is opcodes is 116. So yeah, that's that coprocessor is doing better. It's doing better. Okay, so now it's time to swap the CPU and see how it well performs with the FPU. Now, for our younger viewers, also for yourself, back in the day, the processor processed. The coprocessor did all the math stuff. It's not necessary to have an FPU. Now, mind you, after the 46, actually, well, the original 46 had that built into that. So there was no 2 chips. They didn't waste time talking to each other, and it was just inside the die, all right? So, but certain 46s still required an external FPU. But they didn't last long. There was the trim line of, if you don't do AutoCAD, if you don't do a lot of floating point, coding, I guess maybe that's what the AutoCAD is. Most people didn't need it, right? Hang on, let me just wiggle it out there. The last thing I want to do is cut one of these traces, because if I do that, here, you know what? We need more light.
No.
Aziz, light. Yeah, I don't like wiggling the board around or throwing stuff at it. Also, no, you're not ready yet. Hang on. Back end. Anyway, so the 386 era, the FPU was completely optional. It wasn't really a requirement. It was just a thing that you could spend an extra $300 to $500. It's actually bending this. Look, wow, it's really in there. Okay, I'm gonna take a 7-second break. Bust out my tool for this thing. There we go. That popping sound means I did a good job. Holy crap, there we go. CPU is out. Partially. So in any case, yeah, the FPU was completely optional at the 386 level. Somewhat optional at a 486 level, and then it was just integrated halfway through the life of the 486. So 486s don't mess around. All right, put in the Intel chip. We're gonna see how the Intel 386 does.
This one in here.
Yeah, but make sure the markings are correct. Oh, is it? No. They all have notches.
You want crack?
Are you not on correct?
I'm right.
Put it in.
See?
Hey. Listen, I want to be triply sure after the adventure I had with this bloody thing. Intel 3.
Do they have to be all the way? Like if they're like this, just
You know what? Put it in a. You know what? Maybe don't jam it in all the way, but
like that.
Okay, let's see what happens. It's either going to work or it isn't.
Oh, don't fry.
It's not going to fry. It's just going to not work.
What if
Yeah,
there's like
it's not in. It's saying some of these pins need to have proper contact. Oh,
That's
okay.
it.
Yeah, that's it. Okay. Intel 386 with Cyrix. Okay, so it's going to be interesting. So you'll see this board doesn't differentiate. This board isn't racist. It doesn't care if it's blue or red. It doesn't care. It just says 386. That's all that matters. So interestingly, okay, so type in NSSI first.
Oh, my bad. The keyboard is sticky.
Is it? Is it?
Yeah.
Huh, okay.
Does that?
They're used. These keyboards are 30 years old. Who knows what people did to them? Okay, so yeah, we got the CNT 387 at 25 megahertz hit benchmarks. Move over with the arrow key to the CPU performance. Okay, let's nail that out first. What do we got here?
5.
It looks
8,
like it's
10.
in the middle. Let's just take the higher number. 5810. Hit OK. And benchmarks again, so Alt B. FPU performance. That's easy. 1567.
That's
1567.
lower than everything else.
We'll compare. Actually, it's higher than everything else. We'll compare the findings later. So this is NSSI. Okay, get out of here. Exit this. CD backslash. Bench one. So here I can prepare my storytelling time because this is going to take a while. So actually, a little bit of history. You might want to hear this too. This is an AMD microprocessor. What this is that back in the day, Intel was making so many CPUs that they needed a second source to manufacture their CPUs. So that's why you have like 186s, 286s, 8086s that are made by AMD. They're their second source manufacturer. So from what I understand, their patent law was like, okay, we can keep making these until. There was never an until. Cyrix joined in on this later on because you can't patent a number. You can't patent the number 386. It's just not a thing you can do. Which is why we went up to Pentium, because Pentium, Pent is 5, right? 4, Pent 5, they can patent that number and then they can hold all the copyrights to it. So what AMD did is they, based on their interpretation of the law or their deal with Intel, decided we're going to keep making these 386 and these x86 CPUs, and they did. And they made a hell of a CPU. The DX40 beat the Intel 486 SX25, arguably a DX depending on what circumstances. We'll say SX for sure. But Intel wasn't stupid. They held these guys up in the court of law, knowing that they would lose, just so that they could not release their processor. So already in 1993, 1992, 1993, Intel was already pushing down on AMD and just crushing them. They're like, you can't do it. They won a little too late. But hey, AMD's still around. Cyrix, what other processors were there? IBM was a soft fab. So Cyrix too. I guess Motorola's not even around anymore. I mean, those are 6800 CPUs, different story. Those are RISC chips, but in any case, there used to be a plethora of chips. By plethora, I mean like probably like 4 or 5. Don't touch anything because don't cancel that. I don't want to do this again. Yeah, don't touch that. Anyways, so yeah, Intel and AMD started off as being Intel's bitch and making extra shit for them, and then they were like, hey, we can do this. We could do this. We could do this 9 times, and they did. And Intel recognized that, and they put them underground or tried to. And yeah, even to this day, look, recognize that logo?
Yeah.
Same logo. This one was printed in, what year was this printed in? The 59th week of 93. 59th week? Wait, I'm looking at this wrong. No, that's not the right week number at all. Oh, we got a score. 4.4. Okay, so 4.4. Right, CD backslash. Don't run anything yet. I gotta take this down. Chris score 7.3, which is 4.4 frames per second. Okay, bench 2. And run the benchmarking. Yeah. All right. So it seems to be hitting 300 every once in a while. 292, 104, opcodes 116 will do it. It seems to be going there. Okay, escape. And we're actually just going to shut it off, because now we're going to try the IIT with the Intel chip. I mean, can you imagine PC Magazine in 1992 just getting 17 coprocessors and like 8 different processors? Well, not 8 different processors. There's probably only 3, but and then just doing this in a lab and like taking all these benchmarks. All right, put that one in. Not that one. That one. All right, this is the last test we're doing. Wait a minute. No, the last test we're doing is with any processor or coprocessor. Okay, throw that in. Yeah, looks right. Yeah, it's probably fine. Okay, 1, 2, 3. All right, this is Intel 386 with IIT. Okay, NSSI. Enter. So this one, it's interesting to see that this IIT coprocessor is classified as an Intel 387 at 50 megahertz. Maybe it has a doubling, I don't know, like a clock multiplier inside. I'm not sure. Hit benchmarks. It could just be the Alt B. CPU. Yeah, let's do CPU first. 5800. Okay, so it's a little slower. Okay, hit OK. Do FPU now. Alt B, FPU. That's slow. We'll take the higher number here, 1487. Okay, woo. I guess Cyrix wins on this one. Okay, hit OK. Exit. Alt, yeah, that's fine too. CD backslash. Bench one. This is the one that takes a bit of time. So. Oh, TI was the other processor manufacturer. Yes, Texas Instruments. Oh, that was another good one. That was really good. I actually have one of their CPUs here. This thing, if you thought the 386 DX40 was fast, this TI 486 SXL40 for OEM use only. I don't even know where the hell I got this thing. This thing kicks the shit out of a DX25. It probably compares to an SX3346. I mean, this was probably made in like 1993 or 4. So well outside. The Pentiums were already out. The first Pentium came out in 93, like late 93. Oh, here we go. That's an AMD DX40 right there for you. I think this one actually still has a... I think I remember removing this one from a Polish motherboard. In any case, yeah. Tell her to join the feed. There's like 5 minutes of it left.
It's on live stream.
So at one point, I gathered all this knowledge about these 386s because I wanted to build the fastest 386, but I already have it. It's over there, behind the wall. I'll make a separate video about that, which will be proper, which I will edit and talk, and you can see my face and whatever, which you haven't seen in 3 years. If you've seen my channel, I used to make really cool videos that were like edited properly. None of this like let's have a beer and do shit to a computer kind of stuff. But I don't know. Maybe that's what's cool right now. At least judging by ViceGrip channel or ViceGrip Garage or all those other guys who just, I mean, they still edit their videos, and they do. Probably talk less than me, or talk more nonsense. I don't know.
I don't like to keep it in my pocket. It's sometimes some stuff gets. It's fine. Maybe something. It's not bad.
Okay, I hope not. Hope that didn't go into the vents.
It goes away.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's the whole point of it. Okay, the good news is this is the last Borg cube test we have to do, because the next baseline will be, well, the next test will be removing the FPU and just doing the baseline on the CPU. So, here we go. What do we got? 7.1. Okay. Chris. 7.1, which equates to 4.3 FPS. CD backslash. Bench 2. Do it. All right, benchmark. Real-time benchmarking. 292. Mem is 10. We'll say 104. And opcodes is 116. Okay. All right. Final test. Pull out the FPU and just run the Intel by itself. Actually, look, I found a better tool for this.
Oh, wow.
Well, it's not meant for that. It's usually meant for removing jumpers and shit. But
I can find mail.
oh, I probably bent a pin doing that.
Uh-oh.
That's okay. We'll bend it back. This thing's brand new, so we. No pins bent. Okay.
Let me see. No way.
Nothing. Check it out. Okay, we're gonna run just the Intel chip now. Intel alone.
You're right.
Nothing, eh? Nothing.
Nothing.
Okay, we're gonna put both these FPUs in here. I don't know when I'm gonna need them, but bam, there they are. Inside of here. All right, NSSI, my friend.
Messaging.
Yeah, well, you can. The program can run itself. Then you can message your name. Prioritize, man. Enter. All right, so no CPU, no FPU. So benchmarks, just CPU performance. We're at.
796.
We're gonna do.
814.
I think we're gonna do 5796 because it stays on the screen longer. 5796. Escape. Get out of here.
No, yeah, 5796.
No, we agreed to take the higher mark. Okay, yeah, that's right. So 5814. Let's not be biased here. All right, escape.
Escape.
Escape. Again, quit. Quit. CD backslash. Bench 2? Yeah, bench 2, because bench 1 is not going to work without an FPU, so bench 2. And benchmark it. All right, so 292, 104, opcodes 116. Okay, shut it off. Okay, let's look at our results. This was obviously a very scientific study. So let's first look at the AMD CPU only. In NSSI is running 5831 dry stones, and the Intel one is slightly slower at 5814. Bench 2, 292, 110 for the AMD, and opcodes is 116, and the Intel is doing 104, and I forget what value that was, but it's a little bit slower. So I'd say they're pretty much the same thing. Pretty much. Now for the FPUs. Now, again, if this was a higher bandwidth computer with overclocking capabilities, I don't know which one would be, thermally more equivalent or more robust or anything like that, but we're just using the motherboard that we have here right now. All right, AMD CPU with IIT coprocessor. 5848 for the dry stones, and what are we at here? Intel was 5800, so AMD is slightly faster. The FPU, 1503 for the IIT, 1487 for the IIT with the Intel combo, versus bench score of 7.2, which relates to basically 4.3 FPS. Bench 2 scores are, the Intel has, I forget what the second one is, but it's 104, and then opcodes is 116. So I would say that they're more or less the same, with I think AMD getting a slight edge. Actually, AMD is a bit faster here. I mean, marginally faster. So now let's take a look at the AMD 386 with the Cyrix coprocessor and the Intel with the Cyrix coprocessor. So we have AMD's 5796 dry stones, Intel is 5810, and coprocessor is 1565 for the AMD, 1567 for, okay, so the Cyrix is pretty stable along both platforms. The benchmark for the FPS is the same, 4.4. Opcodes are identical. Okay, so what do we draw from this conclusion? The AMD CPU with the IIT is the fastest, whereas Intel is the slowest. It just gimps it. So the Intel CPU does not like the IIT FPU. Overall, okay, AMD with a Cyrix, Intel with a Cyrix. Intel's quicker by just a hair. Overall, I would say the AMD CPU is, I mean, unnoticeably to the consumer at the time. I mean, you could literally change your RAM weight states and get way more performance out of it. But I would say the AMD CPU is ever so slightly better. So let's put it back into the motherboard because that's what it came with. Post these results somewhere and, I don't know, make them accessible to people and stuff. Okay. You can do the honors of putting the CPU back in. Now, I did this, actually, I didn't post this video. I think I did, randomly, like kind of like this. Yeah, I think I tested a bunch of 46 CPU as well. Which one is the AMD one?
Yeah, I'm stupid.
I did this with probably like 7 or 8 46 chips and a Pentium, putting them into the coprocessor socket. Yes. Yeah. You can just align it with the. Bend one?
One's bent, one's bent.
One's bent where?
So
Oh, yeah, that's fine. Just take this rail here. My compatriot bent to the pins. Bah. Now try it again. Don't mash your fingers into the pins, man. Yeah, it's in. Yeah, now it's in. I heard that. Okay. Yep, and also the best way to tell is this warranty do not remove sticker actually lines up. So here we go. Bam. Just make sure it turns on. That's all. And it's doing stuff. Okay, so from this work study, not even work study, this was an empirical test of Intel versus AMD processors from like the early 90s and coprocessors from the early to mid 90s. The best CPU on its own actually, we didn't do that, on its own, Intel alone. So AMD 5831 dry stones, Intel had 5814, not a big difference. Opcodes were, so the AMD is slightly faster. The best pairing in this menagerie, I suppose, would be the just look at these quickly. AMD with IIT, AMD with Cyrix, Intel with Cyrix. AMD with IIT would be the best bet in this. So there's your PC knowledge. PC Magazine, I was 8 years old when they wrote articles about this kind of stuff, so we can contribute to society by saying, if you're getting a 386 CPU on this particular motherboard, get an AMD. That is it, and that is all. Buenas noches. Alright, we're good. What? I did night shift for a while, man.